Welcome everyone to another episode of Kiwi Talks. My guest today hails all the way from Oklahoma City in the States. He has worked with artists such as DJ Tom Enzi, Mo Muse, and New Zealand's own Unchained XL. He is a producer, he's a rapper, he's a singer. He can do it all. I'd like to introduce Kevin Posey.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, man.
Yeah, hey, thanks for making the trek down, bro.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's good. So just walk me through how you got into music in the first place.
Well, the first step was just hearing my dad in the next room playing instrumentals and freestyling to them. And, that was our way of spending time, his way of babysitting me. And, just listening to how he was doing it, it became a natural thing.
Yep.
Another thing was, on the weekends with my mom, she would ride around listening to music. And I would find myself picking apart and dissecting each part of the song. I didn't know why I was doing it, but it became something that it started as a curious thing, but then it became a passion. The curiosity led to that. And one Christmas, I got a set of electric drums, which I really didn't use the proper way. So I switched with my sister. She had a keyboard. And from the age 4, I've just been into music that way. And just later in life, I found out that, without musical training, the way that I would come up with the sounds and the melodies is just by the different colors that were in the room. And I learned that that was a part of this thing called synesthesia, where you can see the sounds and hear the colors.
True.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So can you just play keyboard, or can you play any other instruments as well, or is it just the keyboard?
Just keyboard and percussion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're making a beat and you've got electric guitar or anything in it, have you gotten in someone to help assist with it?
Yeah. So, for example, on my first album that I put out in 2015, I had a bassist and a violinist come through. I would play it on the keys for them.
Yeah.
And to show them how I wanted it, what keys, what notes, and they would
like a MIDI version of it.
Yeah, a MIDI version, and then they would go over and play it live.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's like, I know what sound I want, but if I cannot play it, I'll search for it.
Yeah.
Make it and then show them.
And do they always emulate it exactly how you want it?
Yes.
Or will they do they sometimes chuck in their own variation of it and it sounds better, or is it always my way is the right way?
I'm open. I'm pretty open to it, but it's a thing of catching their vibe too, the same vibe that they have in the room.
Yeah.
And just matching it.
Yeah.
Instead of just being, my way or the highway with it. I don't like to do music that way.
Yeah.
But as long as it's dope and it makes sense, then we can make something happen.
Right. Okay. So how did you and Unchained link up?
Oh, man. I was invited to his EP release party for The Migrant Mind by my lady sister. And, shout out to Steph, shout out to Kirsty. Thank you, guys. So we went down and, I watched Mo Muse perform first. And then when Hugh got on stage, he had the full band and it just blew me away how he would create his music and have the whole band replay it live. Because I know the whole studio progress, sitting there making beats and all of that, but it's a different feeling to see other instrumentalists playing. It's just something about it. It was original, it was fresh, it was genius. And that night, I didn't even ask him, like, hey, can we work? I just walked up to him and just told him how amazing he was at the show. Yeah. And how genius I thought it was. And
he's very good live, eh? Yeah.
The energy level was crazy.
Yeah.
And, I had got word that he wanted to work with me as well. Yeah. So I think immediately, like the next day, we started working. He ended up at my studio set up and we did our first song called We Be On. And just kept working consistently ever since. But
so that first day, did you just bang out one song or was it multiple songs?
It was that one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys, because I think I saw you, you did a radio interview recently with him.
Yeah. Like three and a half weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah. So you see him on quite a regular basis?
Yeah. So how we work, it's like we'll do a trade-off. He'll come out to my place.
Yep.
The next session, I'll go to his place. And like we'll record, write, mix, master, vice versa. It just depends on where we are.
Yeah.
And
so who handles the mixing usually, or do you switch?
Both. So
like, will you guys will both be mixing at the same time, or will you try a mix and then you're like, yo, you have a try, and then come back?
I think on our first record, what we did, just starting all the way from the top, he would go through the drum samples at my place.
Yeah.
Create the drums.
Yeah.
I would go in, lay a bass. We'll mess around with the bass until we get it. He'll add a sound. I'll add a sound. The first record, he mixed it because whoever does the primary work on it, who does the majority of the work on the record, that's who mixes it. So say like if I did 80 or 90% of the record, then I would mix it.
Right.
So we just kind of do it like that. But it's pretty much, at the end of it all, it's a 50-50 joint effort.
Yeah.
To get the proper sound. So if there's something that I cannot accomplish, he can do it. If there's something that he can do, then I can do it. And we'll just come together and make it happen.
Okay. But do you have a different way of working with each individual?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because you've dabbled in a lot of different genres, is there a specific genre that you really, really love more than others?
Yes, experimental.
Experimental?
Yeah.
In terms of just as weird as possible, taking like a pot from the kitchen and hitting it with sticks, making a percussion out of just household items, or going to the beach and recording different sounds, or recording animals and actually turning it into something and adding. What do you record it on? Is it just
the phone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when it's raining outside, I'll open the door and capture the rain sounds and turn it into something.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So you're originally from Oklahoma.
Yes.
I have not been to Oklahoma. I have been to Seattle. That is the only city I've been to. But what's Oklahoma like compared to other parts of America? Because I know you've co-founded a studio in LA, right?
I was part of a collaborative there called 8 Minutes Away, where there's two guys that are with me. They're songwriters and artists as well.
Yep.
So we just would come together, create, and pitch records to different artists, and sometimes we'll just put stuff out ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Back to Oklahoma, though, what makes it very different is that in the wintertime, you could find yourself in the middle of a blizzard, a tornado, a hailstorm, and sunshine all in the same day.
For real?
Yes. All in the same day.
How often is that, though? Is it like once a month, or is it?
Nah. So tornado season is pretty much from the end of April into the top of June.
Yeah.
But every 3 years or so, we'll have it to where there's tornadoes just anywhere, any time of the year, especially in December.
Have you ever been caught in one?
Twice. Once we were at the mall, it basically hovered on top of the mall and took all of the windows from the top. Nobody was injured, but we could see inside of it.
So what did you do? Did you run? Did you just like,
we had to stay. We just had to stay put with our heads down.
Yeah.
The second one I was caught in, the weatherman told us to head south. He should have told us to head north, because he sent a fleet of people directly into the tornado, and it joined with the other one, and it became a super tornado. So it was taking cars away, and the back of my pickup truck was going up and down, up and down. So I had to make my own road to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that one, I had to run from it, or I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah. So how did you end up in LA?
How did I end up in LA?
Yeah.
Well, I went to LA to meet my best friend, a very special lady who had came to the States it was a conference for her music in church. So I went there for that, and I had, end up staying a little longer than I thought I was.
Yeah.
And yeah, in that swoop, I thought that I would be going back to Oklahoma.
Right.
But the album that I had made prior to that, it had got passed over to my cousin-in-law, and he heard it. So I had ended up going to the studio called The Record Plant in Hollywood. And I think, who was it? Oh, Philip Lawrence. He's the songwriter with Bruno Mars.
Right.
He had a session going, and I had ended up going there for an artist that, I don't know if they signed her, but they were working with her. So it was a full day of people coming in. They had the guitars come in later on. They had me come in, do the bed track, which is the drums, and, you know, just to get a feel for her.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, something unfortunate happened though. My external hard drive stopped working.
Just stopped working for no reason.
Stopped working. And I was like, this is bad. So, you know, but in that whole space, I had met some other artists. That's how I had met the guys that I'm doing the 8 Minutes Away thing with as well.
Yeah.
I did one show out there. It was pretty cool, but I had to go back to Oklahoma for some family stuff.
Yep.
And, you know, that was that. But I did end up back in California a little bit later.
Do you prefer Cali to Oklahoma?
You know what? As far as the music goes, the music scene,
yeah,
absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Oklahoma's cost of living is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 9 times out of 10, depending on where you live, you would probably have a new house or a new apartment every year due to the tornadoes. So, yeah.
True.
Yeah, they are vicious. And
what's the, do you know the population of Oklahoma?
last time I checked, it was about 4.5 million.
So of that 4.5 million,
Yeah.
how many people would be affected by a tornado on average? Over half?
A little under half, probably about 2.1.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because just the way that it flows from the southeast to from the southwest to the northeast.
Yep.
And it takes about 17 minutes for it to fully finish its cycle. And there are some days there's multiple tornadoes that happen. And when that happens, yeah, it's all chaos.
Does the weather reporter give you enough notice though?
It depends.
Like, could you get notification like a day before saying, "Hey, there could be tornadoes"? You
could once they determine how many clouds are coming in off of the mountain slopes down the plain.
Yeah,
they can pretty much let you know a day before. But some days they come out of the blue. There's no warning. They could, like, sunny day, and then 5 minutes later, you have clouds accumulating.
But so it's obviously during a certain season of the year.
Yeah, spring.
The
top of spring, yeah.
Okay, so that's what, like
from
March?
From the end of March.
Yep.
To the top of June. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I got to remember it's flipped here.
Yeah. I really like that too. I get to spend Christmas with the sunshine. Hopefully it doesn't rain this year. Hopefully.
It was pretty good last year.
Yeah.
So that's a good segue point. So how did you end up in Auckland?
How did I end up in Auckland? Well, the first time I ended up in Auckland, I had came out to visit my best friend, my lady.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, just come out and see what it was about here.
Did you know much about here before you came?
No.
Just Lord of the Rings?
I learned about that a little later. But even to scale that back, musically, what put me onto New Zealand was Kimbra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because like her music is eclectic. And
she's from here.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to look for musicians out here to work with.
Yeah.
And in that process, that's how I found my lady. Because,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Auckland to see her, and then yeah. That's how it turned out. Yeah. So how long have you been in New Zealand now?
Ooh, a little bit over a year, about a year and 5 months.
Right.
Somewhere.
Right. So did you get any culture shock when you first came here? Was there anything where you like? So
I was told that it was pretty laid back, but the first time I was on the road, I got cussed out.
Really?
Yeah. By an angry driver.
Whereabouts? Do you know where?
Yeah, it was in the city.
Like
I was getting ready to get onto the Harbor Bridge.
Right. Was this on the first day you were here? Or?
The first day.
First day you were here?
Yeah, the first morning.
Yeah. And because in America, they drive on the other side of the road, right?
Yeah, so it took a little bit to get used to.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but other than that, it's...
And were you like, hey,
Yeah. Some of the words, some of the phrases are different. And just hearing, oh, you have a cool accent. Where are you from? That's weird for me because I'm not usually the one to...
Yeah.
I guess the shoe's on the other foot now.
Yeah. I mean, I got that when I was in America too.
Yeah.
They were asking me, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, New Zealand. Oh, right. Yeah. So no, I get that. But okay. But in terms of all the seasons and all of that jazz, you've adapted okay?
Not really. It's like every season.
Yeah.
Last year, I would get a little crook, as you guys say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like sinuses or like flu?
Sinus, yeah. Sinus was heavy. It's just the different seasons would change up my pollen level.
Yeah, well, Auckland is a bit like that. It's known for having 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah,
probably similar
strange.
to Oklahoma, but just not as extreme.
Yeah. It's very similar to Texas, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because the pollen is very high out there in the springtime. And certain parts of Texas remain hot because you have the desert and the forest, the mountains, the ocean, everything in the same space.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you managed to visit any places outside of Auckland? Or
Oh, yeah. I've went to Dunedin. Been to...
Was that during winter or summer?
Was that April?
April's autumn.
Autumn, yeah. It was quite cold, but it was nice. It's beautiful down there. I would like to go back soon.
Yeah.
I think the second day I was here, I came to Hamilton.
Yeah.
The second day. Yeah.
It's getting to the point where Hamilton's pretty much becoming like a part of Auckland, to be perfectly honest.
I'm starting to see that. Where else have I been? Coromandel.
Coromandel's nice.
I love the Coromandel.
Yeah.
Need to go back soon. It's been to a lot of different places out here, just around the North Island.
Yeah. But how do you find city life of, say, like Auckland compared to like Oklahoma or LA?
Well, city life here is more interesting than Oklahoma, since Oklahoma's pretty flat, and our downtown, our CBD, is pretty much... It's like 5% of what the CBD is here. So put it like this.
Yeah.
This is Oklahoma's downtown.
Yeah.
This is Auckland.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So Auckland's is bigger.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually originally from Auckland, so this is interesting stuff. This is probably why I'm asking you so much about Auckland. But
that's all good.
Okay, so and there's how many millions of people? Did you say 4 million people or something?
Yeah, roughly about 4.1, 4.2, something like that.
But does Oklahoma spread out quite far, similar to, because you know how Auckland is it's quite spread out.
Yeah.
Is it similar?
You know what's real similar about the whole entire state and the whole country of New Zealand is a lot of farmland. There's a lot of farmland in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of farmland, a lot of real estate, and just different areas where there are a lot of man-made lakes and oil springs because Oklahoma's pretty rich with oil.
Right,
yeah. So that's pretty much all that there is.
Yeah.
And we have 2 major cities. We have Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa is just a little bit bigger.
There's a difference. I think some people might be getting confused with the state of Oklahoma and then it's Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same thing.
No.
I need to point that out to Kiwis listening to this.
Yeah, definitely, because Oklahoma City is super small and the whole state of Oklahoma is, I say it's about the size of the South Island, if you fold it. Yeah.
Well, in terms of how far it stretches?
Yeah, just the whole density of the state.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can take all of New Zealand and fold the density, it'll fit inside of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty bizarre.
Yeah. So when in America, would you used to travel via plane or car? Because I would imagine driving anywhere, everything would be quite far away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A week before I got here, I drove from California all the way back to Oklahoma just to take my vehicle back.
How long does that take?
That one, unfortunately, took 26 hours.
Don't tell me you did that straight.
I did. I had a blowout in New Mexico in the desert at night. So, yeah, while I was waiting on the tow truck to come, I was just watching Netflix but it was quite cold.
Did you? Yep. I hope you're smashing back energy drinks or coffee or something.
You better believe it. Yeah. I had, how many? I think it took about 4 energy drinks, 3 food stops, and just a lot of loud music.
So would you ever do that again?
Not by myself. No. Not at this stage.
Yeah.
I think that one really took it out of me. But, yeah. Even driving in New Zealand, I think because of all the peaks and the hills.
Well, the scenery, I know the scenery in the South Island changes quite a bit. And in different parts of the North Island, there are some stretches where it's just, you're just looking at the same thing for hours. But yeah. Now,
like in Oklahoma, just driving.
Yeah.
It's really nothing to see. It's just flat.
Just flat land.
Yeah. But it's a good drive. If you're driving from Oklahoma to Texas, it's worth the drive because once you pass into Texas, there's plenty of things to see.
I'm trying to imagine exactly where Oklahoma State is.
Okay, so
is it near ocean or is it inland?
It's definitely inland. It's in the middle of the states.
Okay, so there's no beach or anything for.
Nope, 9 hours away south to Galveston.
9 hours.
Yeah, roughly 9 hours.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you hit it? I imagine you guys have probably hit up the beach here since you've been here.
Yeah, lots of different beaches.
yeah. Because Auckland sits on 2 harbors, so you got beaches on both sides of it. So yeah. I think we take that for granted here because you're never that far away from a beach.
Yeah, we're pretty close, about 21 minutes away to the one up north and about 50 or so minutes away to the one out west.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about which coast you want to go to.
So many options.
Yeah.
I
love that though.
Yeah. That's good though, man. I hope you've been having a good time since you've been here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So are you planning to go back to the States at some point?
To live? No.
You don't want to?
No.
How come?
It's a lot of
Is it because of the political spectrum and everything that's happening over there currently?
It's political. It's a lot of things that I've experienced, and I know that it won't change.
Yeah,
and not to change this whole thing into a negative, but just for instance, something like if I'm driving, right, and I'm just leaving work or something.
Yeah.
Totally innocent, minding my business. And the cop is behind me.
Right.
There's that anxiety. There's the panic attack. There's the chance of if I get pulled over, will I die? Or will I get a ticket?
Yeah. Because here's something. So when I went to America, I found it was in Seattle. I know America's a big place, so I don't want to say the whole country is the same, but I found that Seattle was very, very different to how the media portrayed it here.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of how the media portrays America in terms of how African Americans are treated.
Yes.
Is that bang on the mark, or is it slightly exaggerated? Is it under exaggerated?
In some cases, it's under exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there could be times where someone who looks like me would call the police during or pretty much after they've been violated, or if something's happened to them where they're reporting a crime.
Okay.
And the cops will show up. And in some states, they will end up becoming a suspect, or they'll become a victim of the police as well. Just based on the police officer's assumption of what's going on, or just based on the victim's tone. So it's a fine line that you have to walk sometimes. And I don't like that cap on the freedom side of things, where you're trying to report something that's happened to you, and then you end up becoming the problem when you're calling the solution to help you.
So I take it this has happened to you quite a bit?
That's happened to me once.
Just once?
Yeah, that's
so how many times have, you've just randomly been pulled over by a cop?
Oh, my. I want to say twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Is it only in Oklahoma? Did you have that same problem in L.A.?
No, but what happened in L.A., I was involved in a hit and run. Someone had hit me.
Yeah.
And they drove away.
Right.
The cop was a little bit rough with me, a little bit of how he was speaking, like, "Oh, don't move your vehicle, blah, blah, blah." So did you hit somebody? Sir, if I hit someone, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the one sitting here reporting the hit and run.
Yeah.
And because I had all of my business handled, all of my ducks in a row, and even my report said that I was the victim, they changed the report and said that I was the one that did the hit and run. My insurance was canceled. So I had to go and do a whole different report and show proof that I was the victim. So it goes beyond the scene. It goes into the paperwork. It goes into changing and manipulating things. And it's just such a mess that, it makes it a little bit rough on your day-to-day living if you have to take in the fact that the people who are supposed to be protecting and serving you can, just to put it bluntly, kill you and get a paid vacation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you ever meet any cops though that were okay? Were good cops?
Yeah.
So
that's why I don't bash them too much.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But, did you grow up primarily in an African American community?
No.
Or was it mixed?
In a primarily Hispanic community.
Hispanic community.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first came here, so obviously I take it you haven't had any problems or run-ins with the cops here?
I got pulled over once, but it was so quick, I was shocked. He just pulled me over and he was like, "Do you have your driver's license?" "Yeah." "Can you tell me what your address is?" I told him. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Have a good night." And that was it.
Maybe like,
I was still sitting there like, is that it? And so, yeah. Other than that, I mean, no, I haven't had any issues.
You've never had any issues?
No.
Okay.
The cops are pretty laid back here.
Yeah. I mean, I had Unchained on here and we were, he talked about, we had a small chat about colonialism.
Yeah.
And each, in all the different countries, if you think of where colonialism has happened, and the minority group have always ended up suffering prejudice. I mean, it happens here, even in New Zealand with the Māori.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine if you leave the country where this primarily happened and there's so much history and you go somewhere else, you're not going to
feel it.
You're not going to have the same problems. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely back home, you can feel it. And yeah, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good way to wake up and just, I have to survive this jungle today again. Yeah. I have to go and work and pay taxes for this jungle.
Yeah.
But I need to survive it as well.
Yeah.
At the same time. So no, right now, it's not where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah.
And the whole "Make America Great Again," when has it ever been great for everyone? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But because I've talked to quite a few Americans that in America and over here when they've come here.
Yeah.
And because I think I read 67% of the population don't own a passport.
They don't own a passport, and I want to say roughly about 80% of people in the States, they don't have $400 of emergency money stashed, because you're going to have multiple jobs or a really good career in order to have savings like that or invest in stock. So it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the media portrays like the everyone is really wealthy and because of all the celebrity and Hollywood and stuff, but that's not the reality.
Nah, Hollywood is just a small
percentage,
a small atom compared to the rest of the United States.
Yeah.
There are parts that are completely run down. There's still no clean water in Flint, Michigan. You know what I mean? Like, still.
Because I thought there was just standard, you can have drinking water wherever in the States, but that's not the case. So there are certain states that are underfunded in terms of infrastructure.
Yeah, and even in California, up the mountains, there are some places that have zero water. So they have to look on Craigslist. No joke. It's like, trade me here.
Yeah.
They have to look on there to find places where they can pay like $5 or $10 to have a shower and to get water imported from down in the valley. So it's pretty tough. And a lot of the things they don't show, just like a lot of the crime they don't show, a lot of the things they just sweep under the rug.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot when you're living in it. You can see it, you can feel it, you can,
So have you tried to convince your family, like, hey,
Oh yeah.
to move?
The first step just to get a passport and go somewhere and find where you're comfortable at.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
It might not necessarily be New Zealand for them. It could be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, you know. Because there are things that are changing. America's not all bad. Oklahoma's not all bad.
Of course. I mean, there's good pros and cons
Yeah.
with every country, you know.
Yeah, but the things that are...
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say is this. I mean, I could probably count the amount of African Americans on two hands that I've met. And every single one of them, man, has been really cool, real nice.
Yeah.
You know? And I think sometimes the media, well, particularly in hip-hop media, you know, they're portrayed as gangsters and all carrying heat, you know, which is not the case. I mean, I met some really cool African Americans when I was in Seattle. It was and I had a really, really good time. So I think the media just, I don't know. Do you feel like they target you guys?
I feel like not necessarily target, but they, what do you call it? Stereotype and categorize. And for that, it has made it hard for me to do certain things in the States. And even when I've moved here, like, one thing that I really don't like is when people ask me, and it probably sounds pretty stupid, but when they ask me, oh, you're tall, you play basketball. No, I play piano. I play the keys.
Wait, people have asked you here if you play basketball.
Yeah, and that's everywhere. But it's just, it's like, it's because I'm black and I have the height. I don't play.
Yeah.
You know, even when I go to the arcade, you know, I get beat by my lady because she's really good. She's nice. She's nice with the buckets. I'm just not, you know?
Yeah.
I've played football, soccer, you know?
Yeah.
Just in the neighborhood. But even just with that, to me, it kind of comes off as either you play basketball or you're a gangbanger. You get what I'm saying? Because that's the choices that in certain areas.
Hang on, have people actually asked you that here? If you're a gangbanger?
Sometimes people will be like, oh, you just so gangster. Oh, you're a real one. Like, I'm a real black person from the States. Yeah. And it's that happened New Year's night. Yeah. Or New Year's morning. We were downtown and one guy he said something to me and he was like, oh, you're a real one. I'm like, oh, okay. I just let it go. Yeah. But you know, it's a culture shock both ways, you know. Yeah. People know that.
He probably was joking, but yeah. He probably wouldn't mean it, but I can get how it would be interpreted. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, whatever, bro.
Yeah. Okay. But in terms of music, we'll get back to the music stuff. What are you working on currently?
Well, currently I am 3 compositions into this big band jazz swing EP. Yeah. Yo, that jam, for people listening, Kevin sent me through this jazz jam earlier in the week and it was so good, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yo, it was good, man. It was really, really good. I'm used to hearing mostly hip hop, you know, within my circle, so it's cool to hear some jazz.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is just I like to step all the way outside the box and be experimental, which leads me into blending big band, jazz, swing, and just having fun with it, and letting the music tell a story. Yeah, you know, like the horns in it, the brass, you can hear that it's talking to the keys. You can hear the keys responding to the drums. It's its own little world. A
lot of the instruments, do you emulate them through a keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you use any particular plugins?
I use the ESX24 on Logic Pro.
Yeah. I use Logic Pro.
I love Logic Pro.
Yeah, Logic. Yeah. Logic is where it's at, man.
It definitely is. What's the other one? Mostly that one because I have a monster drum kit that I've accumulated over the years, just different drum sounds and things that I've recorded. And I like the new horns that they have. Yeah. The new horn, it's like you can change the attenuation of the horn sounds, and that's just a beautiful thing. The strings.
You can get them to sound pretty realistic these
Yeah.
days. Like you cannot tell the difference
Yeah.
between something that's played on a keyboard and what's played live. I think the only thing you can't really do that with yet is guitars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Logic, please do something about that. Because I'm left-handed, I play left to right. So, you know, I need that. If they're listening, we definitely need that.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you just need to have a really good guitarist on standby.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's another thing I can call back home and have somebody do a guitar riff.
Yeah. So you still got a lot of connections back home.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Musical people.
Yeah. And now that, you know, I'm working with the genius Unchained, he's really good on the guitar and the bass as well.
Yeah,
like,
he's a good
really,
bassist.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He's really underrated, man.
yeah, he is.
He's so
I tell him that he has some new records. I don't know if,
I haven't heard them.
Yeah.
I haven't heard them yet. So he's got some
Man.
stuff in the pipeline
Yes.
that he showed you that he hasn't played anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely needs to, like I told him, hurry up and mix them, master them, put them out.
Yep.
Put them out because the world needs to hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So I talked to you briefly on Instagram about this in terms of, because you said that you might have some opportunities in the works to do some stuff for like film
That
or short film. Is it like I'm imagining not a feature film, but more like a short film?
No, I just said that I have a bunch of like film score compositions already.
Yeah. On your website.
Yeah.
For those who haven't heard it, go on his website, kevinposey.com. He's got a lot of music on there, but he's got a film score section.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I actually love that stuff. I even love it more than your hip hop stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. Like it speaks to me a little bit different than the hip hop stuff because hip hop, it's an easier thing.
Yeah, because it's
easier.
loops. It's
Yeah.
loops, and then
This one is
you have a
different
lot more.
measures.
I find with film scores, or even like classical, I guess you could say, you have a lot more freedom
Yeah.
in terms of where you can go musically.
Yeah, you can do a lot of different playing modes. From the Phrygian, you can go from Phrygian to the Dorian. And if you want the darker sounding things, you can go to the Locrian.
Yeah.
And just switch around and change the measurements of the beat. Instead of a regular 4/4, you can go 3/8, 3/6.
Yeah, totally.
You know, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And most of those scores come from just pictures or talking to somebody, or just dreams that I've had. I've had some bizarre dreams, and I've heard the music in the dreams, and I'll wake up and hear a piece of it still. And I'm like, I have to go and make this right now before I do anything else.
Yeah.
And it just comes out really good.
I have talked about this with others, but do you ever get writer's block where you're sitting there and you're just like,
yeah.
yo, man, nothing's coming out?
Yeah, I've experienced writer's block, and that's what kind of put me in the space of just freestyling most of the time.
Yeah.
And even with playing, instead of just trying to come up with that melody,
Yeah.
I would just find the keys, the chords, and play until I find something that connects with me, and I'll build around it.
Yeah. So do you prefer rapping or singing?
That's a tough
Which one have you done longer?
Rapping. Yeah.
So you grew up like rapping with the boys and stuff?
Just first, just rapping with my dad as a youngster. Like when I was.
Would you freestyle?
Yeah.
Would you battle?
Oh, I did battle before. I battled at school.
Did you? What you did like battle rap?
Yeah.
Have you managed to catch some of the battle rap scene here?
I tried when I first got here, but I had a studio session with the guy. We recorded a metal band, and he was telling me something about the circuit they have here. It's a bunch of guys that battle.
Yeah. I know the guy who runs it.
Okay. Well, I need to.
Yeah, I can hook you up if need be.
Okay.
Probably the best battle rapper I'd say in New Zealand at the moment is a guy named PFAC.
Okay.
He's like this Tongan guy. He's like really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like really good. I actually think he could do pretty well on the international front. We did have Disaster. He came from.
I know Disaster.
Yeah. He's vicious, man. Yeah, he's vicious. So he came here and did a little sparring match with Scholar. He's a retired battle rapper now, but yeah, that's probably the most viewed battle rap 1 outs battle. I think it's got 100,000 views or something. But
Wow.
yeah. But he was prepared, man. He came over and he was using like Māori words and Samoan words and Tongan words, and I was like, hey, and he knew quite a bit about New Zealand, so he was well prepared.
Yeah, he studied. He did his homework.
Yeah. Because I know he's been to quite a few different countries, and that's what he does at every country. So
Wow.
yeah. So you'd be keen to get battle rap? I tried to convince Unchained to do it, But
I mean, so here's the thing. Like, I would do it, but I would have to, I would have to be careful, because once I turn it on, it's on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't snap out of it once you snap into it.
Yeah, because the competitiveness of that. It's like I have to.
Yeah, totally.
Go as hard as I can.
Yeah, man. Well, that's
you know
the sport of it. Yeah.
But my whole thing too about, finding the battle rappers is also to see who's really serious with it and who would like to make an actual record or to make a project.
Well, there's the main battle rappers here in New Zealand, and I think it'll probably be like this in the States too, but they mainly just battle rap. They don't really write music as well, because they basically focus all their efforts into one creative space.
Yeah.
Because I suppose if you start getting distracted with other things and you neglect on your writing, and it's quite you got to write, 6 minutes of material.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that I could kind of see where Unchained is coming from with it, because a lot of it is always the click clack rap. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I let my, what I'm saying?
Gun bars.
This gun bars. And I'm like, I've actually,
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You probably, probably facepalm a little bit, because I think a lot of the dude, New Zealand's not a gun culture by any means.
Yeah, and I come from the gun culture.
Gun culture. I know the States loves their guns. So, so when New Zealand rappers are talking about popping off their Glock and on the block, and it's like, oh, whatever, man. You're just talking out your ass.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like,
but you could use that.
I could pretend and dive in, like even when I freestyle and all of that. Sometimes I help people write their stuff, and I would just tap into what they want to say, and I could go there for them.
Right. So have you? So you've had a rapper that you've been working with, like a Kiwi rapper, and then like, if a Kiwi rapper's working with you, you're working together, and he's writing some rhymes, and you're helping him out. Yeah. Kind of ghostwriting in a way. Yeah. Would you ever let him write gun bars if that's what he's wanting to do?
If that's what they want to do, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But it would have to be.
Would you explain and be like, hey, just so you know, like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
We go there, like anybody that I have helped, whether it's in the States or here. Yeah. We have that talk. This is for your entertainment. This is for entertainment for your fans. Yeah. But when you put that type of energy out there, you have to understand what could come with that. Yeah. So, sometimes they'll say, okay, well, no. Because I bring it to them from my perspective and the things that I had to deal with guns and violence and robbing, I haven't robbed anybody, but I have been robbed. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like certain songs and certain things that you say, that you got to be careful with that. And then if you're talking like, oh, I got this, I got that, sometimes people are like, well, I want to see. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just about, being who you are. But if you want to have fun and say that stuff,
I think it's probably knowing the line between when it's reality and when it's sport. Yep. Yeah. And not going too far over the line. Yeah. Because people would probably call you out. I imagine there'd be a lot of people in America that would call Kiwis out. Kiwi battle rappers out on gun bars, because New Zealand's not exactly known as, a gun country.
Not at all.
Yeah. It's like a peace-loving country with heaps of sheep, and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to talk about guns, it's like, oh, yeah, come on, man. So, no, I fully understand. Were you here when the Christchurch shooting happened?
I was.
Yeah? Yeah. What was your feelings on when when Jacinda announced they were banning guns?
When they said they were banning guns here.
Yeah. Because I'm on Reddit quite a bit. I go on Reddit, and there's a subreddit called World News, and I remember it came up on the World News that New Zealand was banning guns.
Yeah.
And you had an avalanche of Americans responding with all these comments about how New Zealand is doomed and the government's taking over and stuff.
Yes, and
do you understand why they have that perspective though?
Yeah, because sorry to say, but like America is completely full of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, well, Alex Jones. Do you know Alex Jones?
No.
He's like the Jesus of conspiracy theories. He's basically the one that's kickstarted a lot of this stuff, and then it's kind of just compounded from there. And now there's all these conspiracy theories, like the flat Earth theory and all of that stuff.
Wait, is he an older guy?
He's a what? Sorry?
Is he older? Like an older gentleman?
He's a big chubby guy.
Okay.
I can show you a picture, and you'd probably if
probably
you looked at him,
know
and you'd be
him,
like, oh yeah.
Because I remember watching something about...
He talks like this, and how all this stuff's going to happen, and, you know.
I think he was on that documentary, Netflix, where they were talking about the flat Earth community.
Oh, what is it? Behind the Curve or Under the Curve?
Beyond the Curve or
Beyond
something.
the Curve. Yeah. I've seen that. Because one of my boys told me to watch it.
Yeah, I was bored one day, and I was watching it.
And I watched it, and I was like... Are you serious?
Are you serious?
These people are for real.
Oh, man. The moonlight went out one night, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know anyone personally like that back home? Anyone in like who's into conspiracy theories and stuff?
Different ones where it's a lot of different ones. I choose to bypass all of that.
Yeah.
Because if it's not necessarily beneficial to what is really happening in the reality aspect of life, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I just move away from it.
Well, what makes it even more, what makes it worse is there'll be some conspiracy theories that are right.
Yeah.
But, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
So there's bound to be the odd conspiracy theory now and then that's correct.
Yeah.
But then that can start you down like a...
Then you're just focused on it.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is real. This has to be real.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, man.
And it's just like what I said in like the freestyle that I did yesterday. There's not a lot of idle time.
Yeah.
To jump down that rabbit hole for any of that.
Yeah.
It's just, grinding, making time for loved ones.
Yeah.
Minimal sleep and grinding again.
That's something I'd ask you. So, because I know in the States, you guys have a very, very aggressive work ethic.
Yeah.
Compared to say here, where I think because I've spoken to a few people that have found it a bit of a culture shock because stuff closes quite early.
Oh,
here.
that drives me crazy.
Yeah. Because they're all about family time and all of that. So, well, if you find it bad in Auckland, can you just imagine the other cities within the country?
I don't want to imagine that.
Yeah. So what do you do, or how do you manage that, or how have you found to manage that? Because I'm imagining that would be very hard if you're used to going out at like 9 p.m. Let's go smash a feed somewhere.
Yeah, or even just on the weekends you up. Well, sometimes I'm up late and I want to keep creating, keep making things.
Yeah,
and then damn, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I need to go. Oh, it's closed. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I had to figure out a way to make time to just buy certain snacks and certain things and cook and put stuff away so that I can stay up, create, run upstairs, get something to eat and come back. But before that, it was a problem because and even still like trying to find some things to do. It's like, that's close.
So when you have downtime. Yeah. Because I imagine downtime is not really much of a thing. Because I know Americans like work really, really hard. Like, and you guys don't get, I think it's 4 weeks annual leave here. And I think it's 2 in the States, isn't it? 2 weeks annual leave? Yeah. And then most of that will be used during Christmas, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Christmas or summer.
Yeah. Not spring break?
Only the kids that are in college, they'll take up the spring break. But what I used to do for my creative sake, I would take let's say about every month and a half I would take a few days off.
Yeah.
Just to extend my weekend so that I can create and produce and do all this other stuff for everybody else. And just do a little bit for myself before I get back into working, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And even here, a part of, you know, being an independent musician, producer, it's just you have to work as well. So
yeah, totally.
You know, I kind of factor it in now. It's 168 hours a week. So a piece of that has to go to a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
A piece of that definitely has to go to creating, and a piece of that has to go with spending quality time with the people that you love. And whatever's left, get you some sleep.
Yeah.
Let's get some sleep.
But the thing is, like, you might have an advantage over the average Kiwi because you're willing to work harder than they are.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, how you've grown up in America.
Yeah.
I mean, my partner is Indian, and I've been to India, and I know how hard they work because, you know, there's no benefit system or anything there. So if you don't work, you die.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that's why I think a lot of Indians and Chinese can go to places in the world and they thrive.
Yeah.
And I think Kiwis don't realize this sometimes, and they get angry. Oh, you know, these foreigners are taking our jobs. I'm like, no, man, you're just not willing to work hard.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
We say the same thing in the States, but it's like people, from what I'm seeing, they get comfortable.
Oh, so Americans say that about Chinese and Indians in the States?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they say it about Hispanic people, which, from my experience, is this. When you're from where you're from, you get comfortable.
Complacent.
You have certain benefits. You have your family there. You have other things that you can use as a support system or backup to where you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're complaining. You don't want to put the work in. And then when you do something that has you in a hole, that, or you have some kind of thing where you've broken the law or something, and you have to pay a certain fine or a fee, or even like with some guys that have child support on them, if they don't make that payment, they get a $10,000 fine and or jail time.
Yeah.
So then it's like, oh, I need to find a job. By the time you get up off the couch to go find a job, it's already filled. The position is filled from somebody who has come into the country that wants to work, that wants to support their family, that has that work ethic of, you know, family first. Let me do what I got to do to support them. So that's what happens. It's not they're coming in and, oh, I need a job. Okay, you go. It's not that. Yeah. You know, and it's just being complacent.
You have to be willing to work harder than the other guy if you want to get ahead, pretty much. But a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
I know in New Zealand, a lot of people don't realize that. They just get annoyed. But I think that's human nature in a way. We don't like to take responsibility sometimes and just like to blame people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's my neighbor or the immigrants or the government, or it's always someone else's fault.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes if I catch myself doing that, I have to step back and just be quiet and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I need to figure out what it is that I'm not doing. Yeah. And I need to do it.
Or you just need to have a great partner to put you in check. Though, I've got one too. She makes sure I'm put in check whenever I get out of line.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool, man. So, so in your downtime here, so when you're not doing music, what do you like to get up to?
I like to be outdoors. I like to go
like hiking, or what?
Yeah, we're actually looking for a new place to hike now.
Yeah.
So I was looking at some mountain over here somewhere southwest of here.
Tongariro, are you talking about? Or
it's something Riro. I don't know what it is.
Tongariro. That'll be what it is. The Tongariro crossing?
Did we go there? That's the one we should do next. Yeah, we went there.
I think, it's really long. I'm keen to do it.
Yeah.
I think my partner's not keen. But you should definitely do it.
Yeah, I think that's an October climb. The weather should be really, really good.
Yeah. I think it's like a full day though to do it.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Support each other and just make sure you have plenty of water.
Plenty of water. Two backpacks full.
Did you do much hiking back in the States?
No. There's
Well, I suppose if it's Oklahoma, it's flat terrain, then you can't hike anywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. California, I did a lot of driving and a lot of in the studio, different places. So I would take my portable studio to different spots because I worked with people in different places. Like, it's not Burbank. Yeah, Burbank.
How long does it take you to get from one end of LA to the other? Because I've heard that traffic is so bad there. I mean, we complain about Auckland traffic here, and it's like
complain about it compared to LA. Shouldn't complain about it at all.
Yeah.
There's 5 lanes, sometimes 6 to 7, depending on where you are.
Yeah, because what's the population of LA? It's like 12 million or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and the full state of California is like 32, 33 million people.
I think I read somewhere that the population of LA was actually more than like 95% of the states.
Yeah.
In other parts of America, I think with the exception of New York, Texas, and there was one other one, I think, one other state. But it's crazy to think that there's a huge portion of your population just in one city, in one place.
And then if you really look at the states from the edge, the eastern edge of Arizona all the way into like Colorado.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a desert. So there's not a lot of people that live there.
Right.
Yeah. So the United States is pretty much like a giant U.
Yeah. Because I know America has some very, very nice, beautiful natural landscapes.
Yes.
But I think one of the things, I mean, it's not like New Zealand's the only place that has like nice natural landscapes, but I think one of the things we have here is everything's quite close.
Yeah.
Like in close proximity to each other. Like it's not that you don't have to drive that far.
Yeah, for
to
us,
get to something really nice.
Yeah, we had to drive or fly pretty far just to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma has, it's at Turner Falls, and that's one of the nicer waterfalls that we have. And we only have one mountain range up north.
Yeah.
But it's just like big, massive chunks of rocks on the mountain. It's really different. And we have the red clay, so a lot of things pretty much slide off.
Oh, okay.
It's a different state. And from what I've seen, each state has its own different natural elements. So as soon as you cross the border from Oklahoma to Texas, you have limestone. Right at the border.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. But it works all good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So do you do most of your hiking during the summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't like the cold, but sometimes we'll get out and just go places in the cold.
Do you find winter here that bad? I mean, because New Zealand has quite mild temperatures compared to a lot of places in the rest of the world.
Yeah. So the winter here is very similar to the winter in California.
Yeah.
Very cold, foggy, rainy.
Yeah.
It's just when the heater is off.
Yeah.
I'm not good with it at all.
Well, New Zealand has really bad housing. That's the problem as well, because a lot of the old houses aren't insulated.
No insulation, and you can definitely feel it.
Yeah, like this studio is more insulated than my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's why I kick it in the studio more than I do in the house.
And for those who are listening, it is very comfortable in here. The temperature is really good. So, yeah. I can see.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay. And besides from hiking, anything else?
Playing games at the arcade because I am a nerd. I like to play video games, go to the movies, cook. I love to cook.
Yeah?
Love to, yeah.
So with video games, so you go to one of those arcade places?
Well, just at the arcade places, we like to play Pac-Man, old school. Yeah, Pac-Man. The air hockey, and just any little thing there. Pool, play the billiards there.
Yeah. Are you good at pool?
Sometimes. I think I'm a lot.
Are you being humble? Are you being humble here? You're really good.
By luck, man, by luck. But one of the other main things I do in my free time now, I go to the gym. Yeah. Yeah, just to de-stress from everything.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way of doing it. Do you do mainly cardio, or do you do weights? Or do you do like CrossFit sessions? I think I saw one of your on your story. I don't know exactly what you were, but you're outside.
Oh yeah,
and you had like a weight and stuff.
Yeah.
Flexing your biceps.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I need to go to the gym.
Yeah, that was just outside because the sun was out. Man.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood, there's a reserve that you can walk up.
Oh yes.
So yeah, we went up there and just caught some air, did some different exercises, just using the plates.
Yeah.
And just trying something different. But most of the time, the gym.
Have you ever gone to the gym with Unchained?
No, but that's happening next. I know he zones in when he goes.
Yeah, well, he told me he used to do powerlifting. So I'm like, yo.
Yeah. And
he'll probably teach you how to do it.
Yeah, he's back in it too. It's like,
because he's a big dude, man. Yeah.
He'll show me something. I'll come up here. But the other thing I like to do is go to the different beaches here, just to sightsee, explore.
There's a pretty good. Have you been to Mount Maunganui yet?
No.
Yeah, maybe during summer. Go to Mount Maunganui. It's really, really good. Yeah, and maybe just spend the day there. It gets pretty crazy, although by Kiwi crazy standards. So you guys probably be all good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is nothing.
You know where I really want to go. And I think we both really want to go to the Pinnacle in Coromandel.
Oh yeah.
That
definitely
is a challenge that I'm willing to take.
Yeah. The Coromandel can get quite packed during summer. So yeah, if you can, probably try and do it early. Maybe the late spring, early summer, because there'll be less people.
Okay, so
that's if you. I don't like too many people, so like all up in my personal space.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah. It's because I had to get used to that when I went to India. It's like
so many people there. It was like 1 billion.
There's 1 billion people in the country. Yeah.
What city did you go to?
So we're in Baroda, which was my partner's home city. Population's there similar to Auckland, but then we went to Mumbai, and I think the population there is 20 million.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Yeah. I could probably show you after this like a video at the I think it's called the Gateway of India.
Okay, yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and just there's people everywhere, man. Like, I saw like one white dude the entire time I was there. But yeah, just Indians everywhere. I was like, oh man. But it's still a good experience though. I think traveling is important because it enhances the mind.
Yes.
And you learn a lot. You can end up taking for granted a lot of things sometimes. So sometimes traveling is good.
Traveling is and that's another thing that in my free time I'm totally for. Is traveling. Just to get away and to see something different. It does open up your mind, and it also feeds your creativity.
Totally. As a musician, it's probably good. Do you just ever turn on your computer or go on Spotify or YouTube and just listen to a bunch of random music and Yeah. I find because I did mention this to you briefly because you said that you play video games, and I mentioned that your jazz piece sounded like a little bit like the music from Donkey Kong Country. Yeah. Because I've actually found when I'm composing video games tend to be the music in video games. This tends to be way out there in terms of creativity.
Absolutely.
Like you can play one game and experience everything from like classical to jazz to some Celtic piece that sounds Irish or something in one game, which is all good for creativity, as opposed to when you listen to a hip-hop album, it's the theme of an album is probably going to be it's either trap, G-funk, maybe
boom bap.
Yeah. So, and even the same with a film will generally have a certain theme to it, right? So like if you watch Star Wars, it has a kind of classical vibe. I mean, John Williams is a classical guy, as opposed to someone like Hans Zimmer.
I love Hans.
Yeah, he's the man, and who uses a combination of classical but with electronic. And
have you seen his studio?
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, man. It looks so good. He came here because he did like a live set where he played a lot of music from the films that he's done.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go, but it was like super expensive. I think it was like $300 just for his. But it was yeah. I heard it was really good. But do you get inspiration from Hans Zimmer?
I do.
Yeah.
I pick apart his stuff a lot. Like I can hear the synth that he leads into some of his music with.
Yeah.
And then I like how he'll chase after whatever it is he needs to chase after to make the song work. Whether it's a string on the keys, he'll play it on the keys. If he needs to call in a violinist or the string quartet, like he'll just bring it all together and make it happen. Period.
He has the ability to do so, though.
He does,
he's got an endless amount of resources.
And that's the thing. If you have it, if you have those resources, use them. And he's the perfect example of that. Yeah. And he executes every time. So
I think he's the best composer of the modern day by far. Yeah.
And he's super humble too.
Yeah, which is, I think is important.
Yeah. And just the fact too that he is open to work with hip hop artists. You know, he's worked with Tyler the Creator as well.
Yeah.
On his last album, Flower Boy.
Yeah.
He's also done a lot of work with Pharrell as well.
Yeah.
On his album Girl. And some of the soundtracks, on the Despicable Me soundtrack, on one of the Spider-Man soundtracks as well.
Do you have a favorite soundtrack by him?
By Hans Zimmer? I think Inception.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Inception, you know. And have you noticed that the music he did for the trailer, the boom, everybody copies that now. Everybody does that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I stay away from it because I respect it, you know.
I suppose imitation's the best form of flattery, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you do it too much, then it's just like...
But have you noticed with hip-hop, though, that's like to be considered dope now, you have to do what everyone else does? Because a lot of these modern-day rappers, they just do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, it's like a monkey see, monkey do type of
which
thing.
is one of the reasons why I really like Unchained, because he has a very, very unique style.
And to bring that up, like, that's what caught my attention.
Yeah.
When I watched him, it was totally different. And I removed everything else that was going on, all of the crowd, all of everything else. And I had to take a second to really appreciate what was happening. Yeah. The words he was saying, how he was saying it, the different, it's one song that's my favorite that he's did, so What You Said. Yeah. It's just that drum change, and she loves it too. Yeah. It's like, you wanna talk, blah, dun, dun, dun. I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, this dude is the real deal. And like, I have all the belief behind that he will go as far as he absolutely can go. Yeah, I mean... There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
I mean, people thought I was fanboying over him when he was here. Like, because I'm like, yo, man, he's one of the best MCs. No, he really is, man. And then his rap at the end, man, it's like, yo, you can see why I think that. Like, he's good, man. Like, he's really, really good. And he's a real humble about it, too.
Super humble, man.
Yeah. Which is good. Because you know how, like, some rappers are, like, real into themselves. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm, like, so dope. Everyone's going to come to me. It's like, whatever, man.
Yeah, it's like, like to that, too. It's like, it's really cool to be cognizant of who you are and the fact of what you can do. If that's what you can do, cool. Appreciate that. Be thankful that you are able to do that and just stay humble with it, you know. And for me, it's like, it's not about me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. The music, when I listen to music from somebody else that's creating music, if I really enjoy it, it'll hit me a certain way to where I feel like tears of joy are going to happen. Yeah. Or it takes me out of a bad mood. Yeah. You know, it's to heal people, to help people, to, you know, if they want to go crazy in the gym, we can do something for that as well. Yeah. You know, as musicians, it's not about how many cars or girls or how much money or how much this and that.
At the end of the day, that stuff doesn't matter.
It's materialistic, and it's, you know, superficial, man. You know, so, you know, even with the stuff that I watch, that I try to put out. Sometimes I might get wild with it a little bit, but for the most part, it's not about being braggadocious about what I have and what I don't have.
Yeah.
That's getting kind of old.
Yeah, well, which makes it quite difficult because that's kind of inbuilt in hip hop,
Yeah,
right? It comes with the territory and the sport of, you know, I'm better than you. You know, my lyrics are way better than you.
And if it came down to the sport, like with that, okay, cool. That's just like when you're playing basketball. You shake the hands at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we're playing the game, we're playing the game.
Yeah,
to win. Right. And that's just it. But on your day-to-day, you know, being humble and, you know, respecting people as humans, as your peers, as, you know, just, we're all humans. We're all doing life, you know, on this earth. And there's nobody better than anyone. But it's just, there's no room to be arrogant when you're doing something that you were blessed with, you know, the talent. And it's just one of those things you got to step back and just say, thank you for. And
I think also, I'm not sure how you feel about this, but like, I feel like no matter what you achieve, somebody along the way helped you get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, that's why I don't feel you should be arrogant about anything because, regardless of whether you think you did it all on your own, you probably didn't. And there was somebody that maybe even just gave you some encouraging words.
Yeah.
Or just needed to be that shoulder to lean on when you were going through, you know, a down patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think you've always got to be humble and be thankful.
That's it.
And
man.
appreciative of the people that were there.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget about those people when you're at the top. You know?
Yeah. That's why you just got to keep the people who, that matter to you close, you know, and just show them too, like, you know, I do care. I do see what you've done. And, you know, if I can do the same for you, I totally will. Yeah. You know, and, you know, honestly, like I said, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that real. So I'm always thankful and appreciative of her. And I'm also definitely thankful and appreciative of, you know, my dad, my mom, you know. Me and my dad really don't speak that much, but when we do, I let them know. Yeah. You know.
Well, you never promise tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just, you know, as much as you can, give people the flowers while they can smell them, man, because you just never know.
I mean, you look at what's happening between China and Hong Kong.
Oh.
You know, and it's a reminder. It's like, hey, we're pretty lucky. You know, even if you're complaining about, oh man, my house has no insulation, or I don't like my house, it's crap. You know. But there's a lot of people out there that don't even have a house.
That don't have, they have a crate or nothing. And that's the thing too. Just now for myself personally, it's just watching the complaint level. You know, like if I'm complaining about something, I need to stop and just actually think, why am I complaining about this?
And I think social media makes it worse.
Oh, it does. It does.
Because it's like one big echo chamber. And most of the time when you go on Facebook or Twitter, it's somebody complaining about something.
Yeah.
And not being like, oh, you know, I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for this. It's like, nah, you know, how would that person, or I don't like this person, or complaining about this or that. Yeah. And then you hear someone else complaining and then you pick it up. It's kind of like a virus, you know, and it just goes on and on.
The beautiful thing about today, and we were just, me and my lady was just talking about this. So we were at Lake Hamilton, right?
Oh, yep.
There was an elder gentleman. His name was Keith. He had this electric boat. He was selling the boat on the lake.
Oh, yeah.
So we were parked by his vehicle. He had an old Volkswagen, 60-year-old Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Nice condition. Long story short, I spoke to him about his boat and got out, took a picture of the boat. And the conversation, it was pure. There was no complaining in the conversation. It was a creative conversation. He built the boat himself with his hands. We learned something about the boat, and it's a steamboat, and where it was from and what it was used for, right? It was like 20 to 30-minute conversation of no complaining, no social media, no politics, no malice, no hatred. It was just all creativity, all peace, all joy, all smiles. It was human.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that like a lot of people have lost the ability to do that.
And that's to the point of it's a huge generational gap between that type of humility and that type of pain that comes from social media, you know, and even like to have social media, I have to kind of have it to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be on it, but I kind of have to be on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I find I don't post too much personal stuff on there. It's mainly stuff to do with the podcast, and that's it.
Yeah.
But there are some people I know that get on, you know, social media and they'll say some real negative stuff, you know, about a person, and I'm like, you would not say that in person to
their face.
Yeah, like there's a disconnect from the empathetic or sympathetic side of us, you know, because there's no repercussions for it. You can just say whatever you want to say and
leave it there or delete it. Yeah.
And I feel like it might be okay for our generation because we grew up in a time before social media, so we kind of know the difference. But for people, you know, the younger generation that are growing up with this stuff, they're not going to know any difference. So, they're not going to know any difference, so they just think that it's normal. You know?
Yeah, and likes to them equate some kind of validation of approval. And nah, man, I kind of miss the days where you can write a note. Do you like me? Yes or no? Right? Those were the days, man. And then, like, if you had an issue, we can step outside and fight and shake hands after. Now it's like digital threats, you know. Oh, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna do this, and nothing happens. It's just there for the entertainment of whoever's watching. But to bring it back to the music and how the materialistic and superficial is at the forefront now. And how you have the genius of my brother Unchained. Speaking about facts, about the issues that matter, about the importance, right?
He has a very good message to a lot of his
very
music.
good message.
And then and you know how there's some people that are just like, oh, nah, I'm not into that message stuff, man. But he can still spit bars, man.
He can still spit bars.
Yeah.
And I feel like because this here is at the forefront, it needs to be shifted. And once the shift happens, and I'm going to keep pushing him on that wave to make the shift happen, that's when it's all going to happen for him and the messages will be heard. Because, you know, one time we were working on the song, he's like, oh, I need to write. Just give me a few days. He said, because I don't want to rush to write it. I respect that. I respect that 100%.
Yeah, totally. You can't rush creativity.
Can't rush it. It has to, when it flows, right? It's like when we're creating an instrumental or we're finding sounds, it just flows. We bounce off of each other. You know.
So you're pretty much Unchained's Dr. Dre.
Nah, just we're pretty much just like creatives, but when we come together, we have a certain way. Even when we're on stage, right? When we're performing, we don't rehearse none of that, but sometimes we do like the similar moves and we can bounce off of each other. And it's the same way when we're creating. And, you know, he showed me some things in the studio that I didn't know. And I've shown him some things.
There's always, I think you can always learn from someone. You know? You're never too old to learn something new. I mean, man, I've been doing these podcasts for like 3 months now. And some of the guests I've had on, man, I swear I've learned more, like maybe in the last 3 months than like some of the previous years combined. And I also like, people have asked like, oh, why don't you do like phone interviews or video interviews? I'm like, nah, man, I absolutely refuse to do it because I don't want to lose the ability or just the natural thing of just having a conversation face to face.
Yeah, I like this. This is really, really good.
Yeah, like, you know, as opposed to on a phone and stuff when you're looking someone in the eye.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at there was a mayor debate here because the local elections are on. And I went there and I met a journalist there. This guy could not even look me in the eye, man. He was so socially awkward. I was like, how are you a journalist, man? Like, he was like this.
Just bouncing around.
Yeah, man.
Wanting to
like,
get that answer. Yeah.
And I wonder, I'm like, are the next generation, are they going to have social problems, social awkwardness because they don't know how to interact face to face?
It's a lot of that now. It's real. It's a lot of it now.
Yeah.
And, you know, even working with some of the younger guys here and in the States.
Yeah. So have you noticed this?
Yes. It's a lot of, when the camera's on, confidence, courage. When the camera's off and the mic is on, that's when that whole introvert in the shell, don't know what to do, can't really focus or gather myself thing happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on? You know, let's figure this out. It's an anxiety thing because it's like, oh, I want to do the same thing that I did when the camera was on.
Yeah.
But now it's go time and I'm not sure what to do. There's people in here. I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just have to go for it.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
That's it, man. Yeah, but it's a lot of it, man. And I really hope that there's a cure for it. You know, they say social media is a form of disease or it's a drug.
I think I mean, in everything, it should be in moderation. Don't be on Facebook or Twitter and stuff all the time. And it's just, you know, if you're finding that it's filling you with negativity, then just take a break.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be on it 24/7. You don't need. And if you're on 24/7, you probably need to get another hobby or something.
Yeah.
You've got too much free time, man.
Too much, man.
Yeah, get a hobby, you know, find something, do something constructive.
Go outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing, just going outside for 30 minutes a day could really save your life.
Get some vitamin D, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some sun. Like today is a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day. Yeah. So, like, Well, on that, I might wrap up here unless there's anything else you want to cover.
There was one more thing. Just one more quick thing.
No, sure.
Back to the Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So when the same time that I got those set of drums, the reason why I kind of discarded them, I destroyed them. I could have got in trouble for that. But my sister took and put it together. She's like, here, take this. The sounds, I would sit and listen to Super Mario when it comes on. Yeah. Yeah, that. So, and I would try to play it over and over again, but
like on the piano. Yeah.
But what got me was that. So with that, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't on my keyboard. So that's when the whole let me go around the house and hit stuff.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get that sound.
Yeah.
And I found it with a fork. A fork in the broom is like a little wheat brush broom.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for it though, but it's all good.
Did your parents were like, hey man?
I told my mom.
Did you break the broom?
No, she was just like, why are you using the fork for that? That's for food, not for the broom. I was like, but listen, and I turned on the game and I was like, I was trying to find the sound and I found it. She said, okay, but just clean it up.
Would you ever do Foley work? You know how there's those people that go in and make sound effects in the studio?
Absolutely. I've really been looking for that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue to look for that and see if I would love to just break cabbage to make it sound like someone's getting their bones broke and, you know, just hit different things.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So if anybody out there has something like that going on, let me know.
They're shooting so Amazon is shooting the Lord of the Rings television series here. It's supposed to be the most expensive television series in history. I think they're spending $1.5 billion.
Oh, wow.
But the studio is based out in West Auckland, where they're doing it. So I think they start filming it early next year, or they're in pre-production or something. So I don't know, maybe see if you can link up with some of the people from there, maybe do some Foley work or something.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
Definitely will. But yeah, that's where that came from, man. And just on my musical influence as an adult, You know, I have a favorite producer. I have a favorite composer. We talked about Hans Zimmer.
So who's your favorite producer?
Pharrell.
Pharrell?
Yep.
Why Pharrell?
Pharrell, he's dabbled into multiple genres.
Yep.
His instrumentals, his drum cadence on that Nori record was so weird and unorthodox. I had to figure it out. It worked. And that was Nori's biggest record. That was 21 years ago. And it still plays well.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yep.
It's just the originality of going outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, I found comfort in that because I was doing that from the early Super Nintendo days.
Yeah.
Of just finding the sounds. So that's one of the reasons why. But yeah, as far as like my favorite Logic.
Yeah.
Favorite synth, Korg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Do you have a favorite song?
Gosh.
Favorite rapper?
Oh.
You can say Unchained. It'll be good for his ego.
He's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah,
he's definitely one.
Yeah, he's definitely in my top 5 in terms of like Kiwi rappers and stuff like.
No, he's one of my top. He's one of my top rappers in the world.
Yeah, because
he's actually saying something.
Yeah,
and you know, just sometimes like if I'm just walking with him somewhere or if we're at his house and he's just humming something, always on music. And that's the type of people that I really connect with a lot.
Yeah,
you know, and even my best friend, like she, you put on any song for a second and she'll know what it is. And it's like, wow, okay. So I like that type of vibe and environment. So yeah. My favorite rapper though, goodness. Can I do it like this? My favorite G-Funk rapper.
Yeah.
/ producer.
Yeah.
DJ Quake.
Yo, he doesn't get enough props, man.
DJ Quake.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, so, and I'm gonna have to bring it back to Pharrell as far as my favorite clever, witty rapper because he does his thing. He did a mixtape called he was Out of My Mind.
Yeah.
The prequel to In My Mind, his album. Clever bars all the way through.
Yeah.
He did a verse on Khalees on her first album called The Roller Rink.
Yeah.
And what he was spitting on that was crazy too. And then a remix for Shauna that I forgot what it's called. It was the I was getting some.
Oh,
you know, it's one
yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Too Short.
Yeah. What's the song called?
And Ludacris was on it.
Yeah.
That one.
I might have to go listen to that after this.
Yeah, it's something that he said. Like, you know how the Rolls Royce has the chrome lady that comes up out the front.
Yeah.
He was like, push one button, lady with the wings ducking. Some. And I was like, push one button, lady with the wings ducking.
Yeah.
You know, push the button and she goes back down. I said, oh, he's talking about the Rolls Royce Phantom. Yeah. It's just little things like that. So,
I think that would actually go over a lot of people's heads though.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you gotta catch.
Usually when you listen to a rap and it doesn't make sense, it's because you haven't gotten it. It's probably gone over your head.
That's
and
right.
You have to listen to it like 3 or 4 times and then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. One more other rapper that really works for me is Common.
Yo, he's underrated too, man.
Common can go every which way and, you know, he has fun with it, but he also has a message with it. And a lot of people don't know Common he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
And he's with it. He's definitely with it. It's not a punk, you know, but he has a lot of vocabulary in his stuff. I mean, he does cuss sometimes, you know, and it is what it is. But Common is a genius, and I've been listening to him for many years. Even when he did the diss track to Ice Cube years ago, that shocked me. Yeah, and I was like, wow, okay. He
can still be street when he wants to be.
That's what I'm saying. Like he had to get violent on somebody before.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the sport.
But it's the sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think, yeah. And I used to be a huge Busy Bone fan back in the day.
Yo, I was a huge Bone Thugs fan. I met them actually.
Really?
Yeah, in Wellington when I went to their concert. They were on, because I'm originally from Auckland, they were playing in Wellington. So they landed in Auckland and then they caught the plane from a domestic flight from Auckland to Wellington. And they were on the same flight as us.
Wow.
So yeah, we met them. I was trying to be cool. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm not going to fanboy out and stuff. But as soon as I went over and talked to them, I did like the whole cliche, oh, hey, man, I'm your biggest fan ever. And afterwards, I was like, oh, yo, man, why did I do that?
Right.
But then they're really, really nice.
Yeah, last favorite rapper for right now, he's really, really, really street. But when he says something, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You understand it clearly. This is where he's from. And even like when I freestyle today and do what I got to do, sometimes when you do that and you're from a certain environment, sometimes those things come out. And he paints that well. Pusha T.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Pusha T.
T.
Yeah. So if I can hear all of them on one album or even one song, that would be amazing.
It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Produced by
Maybe
DJ Quick.
You need to be the man. You could see it up.
I could.
Yeah.
Could.
Yeah, man. And people will know that it happened. The idea was here.
Yeah. I would co-produce it with DJ Quick and Pharrell. That would be awesome. Get some strings from Hans Zimmer. Beautiful.
So if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best place for them to contact you?
The best place right now would be Instagram. So, yeah. Follow me on Instagram at the official Kevin Posey, not but official Kevin Posey.
Yeah.
Is it official? The official _ Kevin Posey. There we go.
Yeah. If you type in Kevin Posey on Google, you'll pretty much find it. And you have a website as well.
Yeah. If you're looking for instrumentals, film scores, just instrumentals for adverts, movies, TV, or even short films, definitely pop over to kevinposey.com. There's heaps. There we go.
Yeah, there's heaps. You have a lot to choose from. Yeah. I listened to most of them.
Yeah, and
it took me a while.
Have some in the stash.
Yeah. I'm sure you've got some stuff in the vault.
Yeah, and one more thing. I said I was working on the Big Band Swing EP. I'm also working on another EP that has rap singing in English and Spanish as well.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Oh, can you speak Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
Like fluently?
Yeah, sí hablo español. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
My man. So did you learn that when you were younger, or is that recently?
When I was young.
I suppose that comes from growing up in a Hispanic community.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, whenever I'm freestyling and stuff, that aspect, some of it comes out.
Yeah. But that makes sense, though. Yeah, because you grew up around that.
Yeah.
So have you met anyone Spanish in Auckland and it reminds you of home? I don't think you met many Spanish people here.
Yeah, actually. The first time I did a studio session with this guy, at his studio, there was this couple that came in. They were Mexican. Yeah. And I was like, what are y'all doing here? You know, because I heard them speak Spanish and I was like, hey, ¿de dónde eres? And they said, Mexico. I was like, oh, word? And then we just kept talking. We went to a Argentinian restaurant the other day. It was a couple of weekends ago. And there was somebody there that was speaking with the people there. So I just asked him where he was from. So Argentina.
Oh, you just jumped in and started speaking Spanish and they'd be like, oh.
And I met another couple from Colombia at a car dealership. Just, I was speaking to them. They've been here for 6 years, just renewing their visa. Yeah. Trying to get residency and stuff. So, it's a few, but they're spread out. Yeah. You know, and I only met, 2 African Americans, both from New York. I met a guy at a music store in Albany. Yeah. And then a lady when we were at, what's that pizza place in the city? Sal's Pizza. Yeah. Yeah, they do like New York style pizzas. Yeah. So that's about it. Yeah. There's quite a few Americans actually in New Zealand. Yeah, I'm seeing slowly. Yeah. They're just scattered everywhere. Actually, there's a lot of Americans in Wellington, actually. Okay, yeah. if any Americans are listening and you see this, come find me on IG.
Yeah.
Let's
do
connect.
it, man. Yo, my man Kevin Posey is about to do the 5 Fingers of Death, Kiwi Talk style, man. So yeah, let's get to it.
5 fingers. I never had to do the 5-finger discount either. I worked hard for it, yeah, I'm that new dude that's on the scene, the new crew. Juice crew, never that boy, I'm fresh and I'm the son of Sheila. Shout out to Mom, she handle business, I handle mines too. Shout out to Pops for showing me how to just freestyle too. I guess wild too. Now this is just the intro, dog. I'm about to flow over 5 beats I compose. And if you think that I won't, then you out your damn mind. I bust every damn rhyme with finessing every time. You see my shooky, it's on mine. You know what that is? That's something I can't discuss. I keep it on the low. Y'all always rapping about foes and all these girls in these clothes. But wait, let me switch it, bro. Hey. Just like that, I got so many styles, just like that. Who wanna talk down? Come get that. And I ain't gotta battle you, dog, to let you know about click clack. You saying that you love me, cool, well show me then. You hate me, won't you come up to my face and expose it then? See, I ain't nobody's B.I., homie, handle my B.I. only. And if you wanna say something, I'm B.I., homie, B.I. G-K-E-V-I-N, I be him. Don't be acting like you got a problem and then chick, getting the hell out. Boy, get the hell out. Rap is my playhouse, I own that shit, so bail out. Watch your tone, watch your home, cause I'ma put my foot in it. Now watch this, I'ma put my foot in it all the way. You can talk to me all the way, hey, I'ma call away. If you got beef, okay, we'll get it. If you got a problem, man, I kill it. If I'm out rolling around with my people, you know I'm chilling. Go to the beach, I go to the streets, you know me, boy, I'm from okay, I don't play no games. You know that I do my thing all day. And if I am slacking, I am lacking, you know that's out of line. I gotta get money all the time, switch that beat up, oh my. Switch it up just like that though. You see on the camera ain't no cuts. I keep on flowing like that though. It's like that, ho. And when I say ho, not derogatory, that's just something that I say from the country. I'm a country boy from Oklahoma. You better know that vernacular that I be speaking on be coming out, cause you know that I'm freaking all these beats. Yeah, I know I put them hands on them keys and I made them sing. So watch the way that you're coming, cause if you ain't coming like this, you dummy. And if I turn around, call you a dumb shit, then you know that I'm really on some fun shit. So watch out, dog, I eat the track up like you eat your fingers. Ain't nobody out here funding me, I'm working for my own thing. Homeboy, how I run it, switch the beat up. Oh yeah, I was just playing with y'all. Let me run this, look. See, everybody in the world got problems. I know I got some in the pills to swallow. They looking at me like, can I hold something, dog? I ain't even got no damn dollars in my bank account. That's my business, dog. Your bank account, that's your business, dog. You got to get it, get up and hustle. If you don't, dog, I guess you are in trouble. Let me bust your bubble one time or two. Say that I can't bust a rhyme or two. This is all off of the dome. I didn't write nothing down, and I'm not here to clown, man. I don't get them down like that, though. See, I'm the one that flows, and I go on in and I attack, though. My daddy told me a long time ago to go hard or go home when I was at home. So where am I supposed to go? Get up on the road, take your people to know that I'm not a clone. So you cannot control me or take over me. Ho, I'm Posey. Watch the way that I flow now, I go down, spitting my verbs and pronouns. I'm so profound in it, yes, I goes down in it. If you wanna clown with me, dog, clown with me. If you wanna step outside, we can. If you wanna go there, dog, we can. See, my mama, she raised a man. I'm from the States and I do got the plan. Hope to go out there one day to Japan, shake a lot of hands, get a lot of fans. Now I'm in my zone now, telling me to chill. Man, I can't calm down, had a pre-workout, why am I alone? Yeah, I said why am I alone? Dolce Gabbana be the cologne that I spray on. I told you that I'm on. I am not no egotistical dude, an arrogant dog. He a hero to them that wanna listen. He don't really care about these things that goes on with these diamond rings that you rap about in games. I said that before, I say it again. Man, I flow so crazy. I'm here with my homie and my lady. What's good? Hey, with my homie and my lady. What's good? Hey, let it breathe. And you can find all these beats on my website too, man. KevinPosey.com. Hey.
Yeah, that's the show, guys. Until next time, take care, stay safe. Peace.